So, hello there. It's that time of year again where I finished a month of movies. This year, as you can tell by the title, was my Middle Eastern month. I must say, very solid month. Obviously, a lot less movies in my Africa month. Africa is like 54 countries. Middle Eastern, only 17. So, not as many to do, but the consistency and the quality was a little bit higher, I might say. I don't know, it's close, but a very good month. A very good month. So with that being said, I have picked my top 10. My top 10 movies. There are probably a couple movies I've left out because they're a bit more well known, should we say. I've kind of gone for ones that were a bit more of a surprise or I didn't expect to be as good as they were. But that's not to say I have like some hidden gems because some of them are pretty well known. So yeah, I think I did about 30 movies overall, and obviously some countries had to have like a documentary or a short movie simply because I had no other option. But most of the countries I had they had at least one good movie from. A lot of them did. That's why I was really surprised how solid they were. But yeah, let's just jump in straight to number 10. So number 10, we have Farhar. I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry. It's from the country of Jordan, and it is about an hour and a half long, and it was from about, I think, 2021. It's about a girl who has big dreams. Maybe there's a few challenges that she faces that maybe disrupt those dreams, but it's just really solid. There's the first half, it was fine, but then the second half, it really caught me. Anyone in the UK, it's on Netflix if you want to watch it. The second half is gripping. Let's just say, there's some dangers. She has to hide away, and there's a couple of things she sees while she's hiding, which is very tough. And yeah, I watched it towards the start of the month, and it just really grabbed me. So yeah, this was a big favorite of mine. There's a running theme throughout a lot of these 10 that I've realized. A lot of them revolve around children who are kind of maybe losing their innocence a bit by facing dangers or war or whatever. I don't know why. I think there's something about those that are kind of like just really sad. Like even if you're not into the movie or you don't really care, just on paper it's just like, oh man, that's a bit sad. And I think that sticks with me a little bit. So a lot of these are very similar. Saying that though, in number 9 is The Man with the Answers, or something along those lines. It's from 2021 again, I believe, from Cyprus. Only 80 minutes this one, and it's a road trip involving two guys who they fall for each other along the way. And out of all the list, this one is actually kind of nice. This one's quite wholesome. It's quite funny at points. It's literally just a road trip movie. It's really well done though. It looks really nice. And yeah, I really recommend that one. That one's a really nice one. It's on Amazon Prime, if I remember rightly. So yeah, that one, it had to go on here because as soon as I watched it, I was like, damn, this is nice. And it's one of the only ones on the list that I was like, I really want to watch that again. So yeah, very good. Number 8 is one called Turtles Can Fly. It's from Turkey, and it was made in 2004. And it's about an hour 40 or something like that, like 98 minutes. It's actually a late contender as well, because I only watched that this morning as my final one of the month. And it was just, I was surprised by how dark it was. It's about kids in like a camp, I guess. Not a war camp, but it's a camp around war, I guess. I don't know. But they're at the camp, and, there's a couple kids that you follow, and a lot of them kind of struggle with the intensity that they have in their life, and they kind of do something about that. I was surprised with some of the stuff that you saw within the movie. Nothing was like overly traumatic, but there was some intense stuff that I was surprised it went that route. So yeah, because of that, I was like, you know what, this might be in my top 10. And I kind of looked at the top 10, looked at the potentials, and I was like, it's in there. It's really good. I didn't expect it to get up as high as it did, but it's a very good movie. So number 7 is Foxtrot. Now, this is from 2017. It's just under 2 hours, and it's from Israel. Now, this was a good movie. I'm saying that about all of them. I'm going to repeat myself probably, especially because half of them have kids in it. But this one doesn't. This one is about a couple, not an elderly couple, but a middle-aged couple whose son is at war, and they receive some very bad news. And they react to that news, and then they discover that maybe something they've been told is not true. That's all I'll say. But then the middle section is you then go to the son who's at war and you see what he's been up to. You follow him for a little bit. And I think that section is what really grabbed me. I was not that I wasn't interested already, but that bit was when I was like, oh, this is going somewhere. And there's some really intense moments, some real moments that I was like in shock by a little bit. So that's definitely where it peaked for me. And then after that, it takes you on a bit of surprise. A nice bit of animation as well, actually, in there. And yeah, it was really, really solid. If I remember rightly, I rented this one from Apple. But I think it was quite cheap, I think. Because normally when you rent stuff, it's like $3.99. I think this one was $1.99. I might be mistaken, but either way, it was very, very good. And the ending was, as with all of these movies, the ending was very sad, which I like. So yeah, that very good movie. In 6, from 2012, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this. It's Wadija. I'm not gonna say it. It's that. That's the movie. It's from Saudi Arabia. I don't know if I said that. It's about an hour and a half. And it's about a girl who wants to buy a bike so she can race her friend. Now, in Saudi Arabia, as you see in the movie, you can't really do that as a girl. You find out why. It's just kind of frowned upon. It's not very womanly to ride a bike. So she kind of gets a bit pushed back. Her mum doesn't want to buy it for her. She's like, okay, I'll go earn the money and buy it myself. And then, stuff works, stuff doesn't work. It might be a bit of a backfire at some points, but it's just really nice. There's a similar movie I'll get to next where it's just, in all this chaos, there's just this child who wants to do a little chill thing, a little cash thing. And it's the thing that you should be like, oh, that's not a big issue. But it kind of becomes one. But, it's just a really nice movie, but there's also some difficulty as well. In 5, though, is Children of Heaven. Very similar. It's about a girl who loses her shoes. And instead of telling the dad, the brother and her decide to, we'll just share our shoes, make do with it, and then we don't have to get told off by dad for losing our shoes. This is actually the first one from around on this list, although there's going to be many more. It's from 1997, it's 89 minutes, and it's not really sad, but it's just a journey you go on with them, especially because, you see them at school and they're trying to hide these shoes. It does go a little bit more. I won't say anything else, but that was actually the first one I watched of the whole month, and it was a good start, a very good start. I mean, it's in 5th, so I started high, and yeah, it's really good. In 4th, we have Capernaum. I've actually seen this one before. It's from 2018. It's from Lebanon. And it's over 2 hours. This is the only one over 2 hours. It's about a boy who wants to sue his parents because of how bad they treated him. You see him with his sisters at the start, then he kind of leaves his family, kind of goes through a lot. At one point he's looking after this baby for a while. It's hard to see, but it's just one of those movies that is so solid, It's not a 5-star movie, but when you watch it, you're just like, there's nothing I can say about this that's bad. It's just so, not perfect, but it's just so, reliable. It's just, no one's going to watch this and feel like that's a bad movie. It's also one of the more recent movies, and it's shot well, it's acted really well. It's one of those movies that is so good, you kind of assume it's a true story, basically. But yeah, very good movie. And 3rd, we have another movie I've seen before, from Iran, second one from Iran, and it's The Taste of Cherry. It's about an hour 40 long, and it's one of the only ones that the story of it is very simple. The whole story is this. There's a guy who wants to kill himself, and he needs to arrange with someone to come and pick up his body in the morning. And, the first guy he goes to maybe doesn't want to for a certain reason, and then there's a second guy. And the third guy there's a really nice conversation, a really long conversation. I think the reason I like this one as well is because it kind of sits with the conversation. It doesn't cut away, it's just there. And there's some really nice stuff that's said. It's really kind of makes you rethink life, that kind of movie. The ending is also very ambiguous, I guess you could say. Hopefully that doesn't spoil much, but I just loved it. It's one of the only ones I've rewatched, and I'm very happy I did. It's also by a very famous director, who's done a couple I've seen now. I've seen Close Up and Where's My Friend's House, or Where's the Friend's House, I think it's called. So yeah, he's a very good director, and this is probably my favorite movie of his. I had to put it in. I couldn't not rewatch it, and it's 3rd. It could easily be number 1 by far. In second, though, is also from Iran. It's from 1969, so the oldest one on this list by far, and it's called The Cow. Very simple. Similar to the last one, actually. It's a very simple story where it's about a guy who has this cow, loves this cow. It's his best thing in life. And when he's out of the village, the cow dies. And he kind of, the villagers kind of decide they can't tell him the cow died. So they hide the dead cow, they tell him that the cow ran away. And it's about his reaction to it. It's literally an hour and hour 40, I think, maybe hour 50. But it goes very quick. It's black and white. It's shot very well. Location's great. It's just really solid. And the acting's brilliant as well. So yeah, that could be number one for me. And quality-wise, it probably should be. But it's just really good. I couldn't not rate it highly. In first place, though, is very funny. It's called Bekas. It's from 2012. And it's from Iraq. Now, it's funny because I did an African month not long ago, last month, and in that month, my favorite movie was Supermoda, which was about a child who wants to be a superhero. That's the movie. I won't say anything more. This movie, though, Bekas, is about children, two brothers, who want to meet a superhero. So it's quite funny. There's a little bit of a connection there. The movies are entirely different, but it was quite funny that both of my favorite movies from each month have been about a child having a fascination with superheroes. Now this one is quite sad. Nothing too sad, there's no tears necessarily, but it's just, I knew before I put it on I was going to love it. It's about these two boys who just want to meet Superman, and they decide, okay, we're just going to walk that way and go to America and meet him. They think he's a real person. They also think America is that way, when they have to, they have to get on a plane and stuff, right? But they don't know that. And it's just about them journeying, at one point they find this old man, they talk with him, travel with him a little bit. At one point they get separated, they get reunited. It's a really nice journey. As you can imagine, they don't meet Superman because he doesn't exist. But it's just really nice. It's just really nice. There's some sad moments. Again, nothing too sad. Overall, it's a very wholesome movie. And being a brother myself, it was nice, I think for anyone who's got a brother or is a brother, it's kind of like, oh man. And the thing I like about it as well is the children feel like children. They're very childish. They're mature as well, but they act like children, you know what I mean? But yeah, that is my top 10. Here is a map of my Middle Easterns with the best movie from each country in it, if that makes sense. The best movie for each country. And here's my world map, so not just for Middle Eastern, but just for the whole year so far. Next month is going to be my South America month, which I'm very excited for. I've seen City of God before, but I just feel like there's going to be some real hidden gems in March. Besides that, that's been my Middle Eastern month. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I've been James. I'll see you next time. Bye.